Okay, so welcome everybody to the lobby. This is going to be a coaching of communication. I'll go ahead and kind of give you guys a real quick summary of how your hour and a half is going to be going. The first part, there's going to be multiple phases, but the first phase is going to be me talking. Usually it's around 7 to 12 minutes on the 3 communication roles, on how they do them, pro tips, stuff like that, and what you're really going to be doing there. After that's over, we'll go into the next phase of where we're going to be doing like role queue and changing some settings and stuff around. After we do that phase, usually ends up being around an hour and 10 minutes. That's going to be our time that we're going to be playing. Through the first couple matches that we're going to be playing, you guys, I'll be your training wheels and stuff like that to kind of guide you through the communication and everything to that effect. And then toward the end, depending on how much time we do have left, I will no longer be your training wheels. I'll try to guide you guys. I'll try to let you guys guide yourself. Now, if there's issues and stuff and people still having a little harder time, then we may not have time for that. I may have to take over roles 1 or 2 times to give you guys an example of what they should try to be sounding like and things you need to be looking for. But a lot of times that's not a super common thing that needs to happen. So I have faith in you guys to do good. So hopefully we go from there. All right, so does that kind of answer any questions on how the lobby is going to work, or does anybody else have any other questions before I actually start talking about stuff? No? Okay, then let's go get started. So there's 3 basic communication rules when it comes to joining a team and playing on Overwatch and stuff like that. It's going to be your shot caller, your target caller, and ult tracker. So your shot caller is going to be the first one to talk. They're going to be talking before team fights, before the map loads in, or before like the hero select screen is over. So their overall goal of a shot caller is going to be planning to win. That's kind of what they're going to be doing most of the time, is planning to win. When that's with that being said, the first thing that you're going to be doing when it comes to planning to win is going to be building a team composition. So you need to start with the team comp. Next thing is going to be kind of giving a pathing and a little bit of playstyle on how that team comp is going to work. If it's something that's going to be non-standard or something like that, then let your team know how we need to be changing our playstyle up to accommodate the team comp that we're playing and on the map we're on and stuff like that. Next thing that shot caller is going to be doing, and I'm just going to kind of go through what it's going to be like as a shot caller whenever you load into the map and kind of what you're going to be doing. So the next thing as a shot caller, after you give the pathing and all this type of stuff, the next thing that you want to be doing is going to be during the team fights. And this is really going to be after you lose 1 or lose 2 or take 1 or take 2 or something like that. And it's going to be engaging and disengaging. Let your team know if we need to keep engaging, or letting your team know if we need to get out and reset. These are going to be very crucial mid-fight to let your team know what they need to be doing. A lot of times if you're getting kills, it's going to be kind of a given, like, oh yeah, we need to keep fighting. But if you lose 1 or lose 2, it may not be so obvious because we may have ultimates online. So that needs to be your call to either keep engaging, or you need to tell us to back out and reset and stuff like that. So it's going to be one of those things that you got to keep an eye out for. So last thing that you're going to be doing is going to be ultimate managing, and this is going to be after the fight's over and before the next fight's going to be starting. So after the fight's over, there'll be a couple other things that's going to be talking as well, but pretty much after the fight's over and you're getting ready to fight again, you're going to have your new plan, if we need to swap anything up, if we're going to use any ults, but the ultimate managing is just telling us what ults we're going to be using that fight. So all you're going to be telling us, oh, we're going to use this ult, and then we're going to use this ult, or we're going to use this ult, and we're doing this. So that's kind of what you're going to be doing as the shot caller on the ultimate managing. So that's pretty much what basics of that role will do. A lot of stuff when it comes to this is, and this goes for every single role, we do not care why you're making this decision or why you're telling us this. We just need to know what we're doing. So it's very key that you keep everything short and sweet. That is the overall goal of all communication when it comes to this. Get out as much information as possible with as little clutter as possible.
Stop it first. Is it just me or?
What?
Oh, sorry. Oh, when you started talking, I just heard like a weird noise instead of words.
Oh no, it may have like lagged out a little bit. Is everybody good? Can everybody still hear me?
I heard it.
Okay.
But I
Yeah,
can
that's fine.
understand you. I heard a weird noise in your background too.
Oh, I have no idea. I might have dropped some internet for a second or something like that. But if everybody's all good now, we can go ahead and continue. Is everybody good?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. Yeah. It may have just been a weird thing with internet or something like that. All right. Next thing is going to be your target caller. So your target caller, what they're going to do, they're going to call target. So as a target caller, once your team gets close enough to start fighting, or they jump into us, or something like that happens, as soon as we're close enough to start doing damage, that's when you want to really be calling targets, and that's when we're going to be going for that engage. That's when we need to start focusing stuff down. So pretty much as a target caller, as soon as you're calling targets, then you're going to be that's our engage. Like, we're going all in on that target, and then going to next one. So there's 4 things that you're going to be really looking at when it comes to calling targets, and these are going to go from your most uncommon thing to and the hardest thing to call to the most common and the easiest thing to call targets on. Okay, so the first thing is going to be low HP. So if a target's low HP, it's not going to happen all the time, but it is something that will happen every now and then. But it's going to be one of the harder things to call, because like as soon as you start the map and you're about to start fighting, nobody's going to be low HP. So it's not going to be super common. It's going to be a lot harder to find a target that is low HP all the time. Next thing is going to be out of position. So this may be a little more common if somebody's in your back line or trying to flank or do something crazy like that. You may be able to punish them. So if they're there, you can, or like say Winston jumps in or Diva flies in and can't get out or something. These are all bad positioning plays that they're doing. We need to punish them for it. So it's not something that's always going to happen, but if it does happen, it's something that you do want to make sure you're pouncing on and taking advantage of if they're giving you that easy kill. Next thing is going to be abilities used, and this goes abilities used by our team and abilities used by the enemy team. So if we sleep somebody or anti-nade somebody or something else like that happens, or somebody's hacked, or the enemy team uses a cooldown like Reaper's Wraith or Morris Fade or May's Ice Block, any of the stuff that you happen to see in the match, this is going to be way more common because most abilities are going to be up in like 6 to 10 seconds anyways. So just kind of keep that in mind on how often this will be coming up, and make sure that you're able to do some stuff like that. Call that stuff and make sure you're really attacking these things as soon as it comes up, because like I said, they come up in 6 seconds. So if it takes you 3 seconds to call, 2 seconds for us to react to it, they have it back in like 2 seconds anyways. So now we've just pretty much wasted it. So make sure if you see something like that or you hear something like that from the rest of us, make sure you tell us to focus that target down. Next thing is going to be the first thing that's the most common and the easiest thing to call. Is going to be calling targets that your whole team can hit. So if everybody can hit the same target, that's going to be the easiest thing to call, because now everybody's close enough. It doesn't matter. As long as we're all able to hit the same target, then we can swap to something else that's out of position, low HP, or abilities, or something like that. So easiest way to kind of define how everybody's going to be able to hit something is look at your team composition and understand who's your least mobile and closest range hero. So if you have like a McCree, a Reinhardt, a Reaper, a May, a Sigma, a Brig, a Moira, stuff like that, if they can hit a target, everybody else on your team should be able to hit that target. So don't call targets that only your Ashe can hit, or only your Widow can hit, or Hanzo, or your Monkey or something like that, because just because they can hit it doesn't necessarily mean everybody else on the enemy team or on your team can hit that same target. So start off calling targets that everybody can hit, and then switch to something else if something else happens. All right. So just kind of keep that in mind. Now, a little pro tip when it comes to calling targets and stuff like that: keep everything short and sweet. We don't care why. But you want to make sure you're repeating the name over and over and over and over and over and over and over again until it shows up in the kill feed. If it doesn't show up in the kill feed and you feel like we're not focusing the target well, then tell us to back out and we can re-engage or something, or a shot caller can do that as well. It goes hand in hand. Both of you guys got to kind of work together on if we need to back out or if we need to keep fighting. If our shot caller says we need to reset, target caller, that's your job to shut up. Like, you're done calling targets. There's nothing else to focus on. All we're doing now is focusing on resetting, jumping off the map, killing ourselves, whatever's the fastest way to reset. Or if we can make it out, we try to make it out. But a lot of times it's just easier to die so you can get a faster reset in. So just kind of keep that in mind. Make sure your voice is kind of high, because there's going to be a lot of information coming in from everybody else and stuff. So make sure you're that one voice that we can hear through all the clutter and everything like that. Last thing, but definitely not least, is going to be our alt tracker. Our alt tracker is going to be the last person to talk. They're going to be talking during the cleanup phase of the fight and toward the end, way before the reset. So they're going to be talking before our shot caller talks next, but they're going to be talking after the fight is over. So what they're going to be doing is alt tracking what the enemy team has. So all you're doing is literally telling us what we're going to be, how close they are to ultimates, and going from there. So there's going to be 4 things as well that you can kind of look for when it comes to tracking ultimates. And these are not based from hardest to easiest, but they all just work together. So the first thing is going to be kill feed. So somebody show up in the kill feed all the time, they're probably a little higher alt charge. Next thing, look at who's on fire. Just because they didn't show up on the kill feed doesn't mean that Diva just didn't shoot him from 6 miles away and she showed up in the kill feed, but the McCree didn't get body shot Andy wasn't body shot Andy all the time and didn't get 98% of that damage in. So that's something you want to look at as well, on who's on fire. Next thing, these last 2 things kind of go hand in hand. One is going to be paying attention to what's going on around you. So just literally look where they're playing from, look at the angles that they're at, look at how long the team fight's been going, look at who's been playing more aggressive, all this type of stuff to kind of weigh in. Okay, they're probably a little higher alt charge. A couple things is like, one thing is really big on how long the team fight is been going on, because that will really kind of gauge your support line, or the enemy support line on, hey, we've been doing a lot of damage, nobody's been dying, so they've been getting healed up all the way. Their supports are going to have their ults a little bit quicker than us. So that's one thing you want to look at. And the last thing is going to be mirroring your own team composition. So if we have any of the same mirror matchups on our team and the enemy team, so let's say support for example, if we're running an Ana and the enemy team has an Ana and our Ana is at like 70% because fights been going on for a decent amount of time, but we haven't really won any fights, we've lost a couple fights or something like that, our Ana might be a little higher alt charge just because we may have lost the fights depending on how long the fight's been going on. But if you feel like we've won the fight and we didn't take that much damage, our Ana could be lower, and then their Ana might be a little higher because it's, you gotta remember, we're doing more damage to them, so their Ana would be a little higher alt charge because they're killing more. So it's the opposite of damage. So like in the Rhine v Rhine situation, if our Rhine won the fight, we've been winning and stuff like that, our Rhine's going to be a little higher alt charge than the enemy Reinhardt because we were doing damage to them. Their Rhine died maybe a little early, stuff like that. So these are things that you want to look for. So if our person's at this thing, then our thing may be a little higher or lower depending on what they're doing. So these are things you want to look for. So now for everybody else that doesn't have these roles, since there's only 3 roles, I'll tell you what you're going to be doing in each of these roles. So during the shot calling phase, when our shot caller is talking, if you're not a shot caller, your job is to shut up and listen. That's all you got to do, is just listen to what they need to say. All right, if you're one of these roles during the target calling phase, when our target caller is talking, your job during this is literally going to be giving out as much information and relaying information that you're seeing on your screen as much as possible. Now, when I say as much as possible, does not mean you need to repeat the things. It only needs to be said one time. Once it's said one time, then if our target caller calls it, then we go for it. If not, you leave it alone and do what you need to do as the hero or role that you're playing. So just kind of keep that in mind. And the last thing is during the alt tracking phase, when our alt tracker is talking, and you're one of the other 5 people that's not an alt tracker, your job is to shut up as well. That's all you need to do, is literally just be quiet and listen to them talk, and then you need to change your play style, be ready for stuff, all these types of things whenever you're playing. All right, so just kind of keep that in mind. All right, now does anybody have any questions over anything that we need to go into a little more in depth, or something that you may have got lost on, or anything like that? Hey Squishy, welcome back. Finally you have time. All right, so nobody has any questions. Okay, the next part is going to be what we're going to do, roll call. So for this, everybody have your mic muted or whatever. I'll let you guys know when you guys can talk. But for right now, just listen to what we're going to do. So how this is going to work is I'm going to ask if anybody wants any roles. If anybody wants any roles, then you guys will speak up. First come, first serve. So I'll ask, does anybody want any roles? And you pick your roles from there. If somebody does want a role and somebody wants to be shot caller, target caller, alt tracker, or any of that, then they speak up. If nobody says anything, then I will go in order and I'll say, does anybody want to be shark color? Going once, going twice, and then I'll pick somebody. If nobody says anything, everybody here will have a role. I plan on not switching anything out for the most part. So if you do want to roll, you're going to be playing for the hour or so that we're going to have time spent there. And then that's pretty much how things are going to go. So I'll go ahead and open up the comms. I'll go ahead and ask you guys some questions. So does anybody want any roles?
I want shark color.
Okay, so Sniper wants to be our shot caller. Okay. Got two other roles. We got target caller and alt tracker next. Does anybody want to be any of those? Okay, so we got target caller. Nobody say anything. Going once, going twice. Okay, so Kronos Gaming, you're going to be our target caller. And then we have our alt tracker. Does anybody want to be our alt tracker? Going once, going twice. Luminosity, you're going to be our alt tracker.
All right.
All right. So you guys have your roles. Now we're going to go into our options real quick, and we will change some settings around to kind of simulate a scrim and kind of give you guys a little more of an edge to do this a little easier. So everybody go into your options, go to sound. We're going to go to music volume, turn that down to 0. We're going to go to subtitles and turn that on critical gameplay. Then we're going to go down to voice chat mode. We're going to put that on open mic. M is to mute your mic by default, but keep it on open mic. Now we're going to go over to controls. We're going to go to hero and then allied health bars, and then it'll say put it on always. Next thing that we're going to do is going to go to gameplay. I'm going to turn always skip kill cam. I'm going to turn that on. I'm going to put kill feed display, make sure that is on. Then we're going to go down to tips display. We're going to make sure that is off. Then we're going to go down to waypoint opacity 0%, respawn icon 0%, player outline strength 100%. Okay, and then the next thing is going to go into social. Then we're going to change our career profile back to private. Everybody's profile needs to be on private, not friends only, not groups only. It needs to be on private. All right. Any questions over any of the rules and stuff like that, or any of the roles that you guys are going to be doing? Everybody understand the rules, stuff like that? Well, I'd hope so. Okay. So, Kronos, your stuff still needs to be on private. I don't know if it's refreshed yet, but if you haven't changed it, go ahead and change it.
I'll do.
Okay, so blank is good. Voided is good. Luminosity is...
Everyone does that.
Yeah, I just seen that. It's void in. Oh, it's void energy. Yeah, it's void energy. I don't read it all the way through. I see most of it, and then I'm just... My brain just goes the rest of the way like, yep, that's probably what it is. Okay, so we're just waiting on Sniper's profile to update and Kronos Gaming's profile to update. Once you guys updates in their private, we'll go ahead and get started. And we are within time again. 1 hour and 11 minutes. What did I say? An hour and 10 minutes usually?
Everybody, you don't private your profile until it hits an hour and 9 minutes.
Mine's on to group.
It needs to be on private. It needs to be on private. There's a reason why I have it on private.
So people can't look at your SR and then people won't judge you on Heroes You Play.
No, it's...
I think.
No, that's not why. It has nothing to do with it.
Well, sometimes he happens to be a shot caller this time, but if they look in he has a lot of time on this character, whatever.
Oh, that will, but it has nothing to do with the SR and stuff. Alright, so looks like everybody's profile following went updated. Alright, so does anybody have any last questions? Like I said, if you don't know anything on your role, you need me to repeat something really quick, feel free to. If not, and you guys are all good, we'll go ahead and queue up.
There's a problem if I just could play 1 hour.
Huh? I'm sorry. What?
there's a problem if I just wanted to play 1 hour?
Probably, because then you'll be shorting everybody out 30 minutes. And we've already spent 30 minutes in here. That's why I asked if you're going to be able to play for the hour and a half.
Okay.
Yeah. Alright, so, is everybody good? Okay, let's go ahead, queue up. Yeah. The reason why I have the time frame and stuff like that, because, like, if you can't make it, feel free to come in another day. And, like, if people end up leaving early, then that shorts out everybody else, and then I have to repeat all of the stuff that I said for the new person that joins that may not know that information, and it's just a waste of time. So it's just better for people to come in another day.
Okay, here we go.
Alrighty, so what are we playing here,
Yeah,
Sniper?
I think that's right. Ryan, we're defending, I think, yeah, Zarya. Sure, Ana. And I'll play, Lucio.
The Lucius, yeah, that's good. So now to give us boo. Okay,
And then,
mobility.
yes,
Mobility. Okay.
Reaper and a McCree.
Reaper McCree? What are you going, Void?
I'm McCree.
Just because then we get full brawl.
We don't care why. We just need to know what we're playing. Alright, is there any specific play style that you're wanting us to play here? If not, you don't necessarily need to mention anything.
Okay.
It's an honor
Alright.
being by your side, man.
You always very charming.
So everybody's still doing their communication stuff that they're going to be doing on their role. So, like, you can still call out bubbles and call out where you're wanting to path to run and call out nades and amps and all these things. So feel free to play your role like you're supposed to. But, like, our shot caller is going to be overall ruling what we need to be doing as a team. Just have a ball. Alright, so whenever we're close enough to start going, Kronos, you can go ahead and get ready to call targets. We're all here, so can we call target?
Can heal.
Are we hitting a target? Who are we on? Kronos? Call targets.
Eva.
So we're down 2 and you just called your first target. You have to make sure you're calling targets as soon as you're shooting somebody, you should be calling a target. Everybody here is within the same range, so as soon as you start shooting somebody, you should immediately start calling that target so we can focus it down. Because we're just literally waiting for you to call something so we can use our abilities on it. So Sniper, is there anything that we need to be changing up here or anything like that?
Their Genji's on fire, which means their Genji's getting ready. So, McCree, can you try to flash the Genji more? Like, and then call the flash.
Sure.
All behind us.
Yeah.
And don't flash into his refractor.
Okay, you don't gotta tell him how to play his hero. We'll know that. So. Alright, we have some ults online. Sniper, are we gonna be using anything here? Do we need anything here or no? Okay, so we waste it grab. Sniper, what are we going to be doing here? Are we using anything here?
Okay. We're missing our McCree, and we have Nano, but nothing else. So you can use Nano if you see someone's about to die.
They're already dead.
There's no.
It's taking you too long to explain that.
I both those down.
Alright, are we resetting? Are we staying in here? What are we doing? So reset? Okay. Alright, so we have 5 ults online. So what ults are we going to be using this fight, Sniper?
This fight, we're gonna be using McCree's Deadeye. If Deadeye doesn't get value, we will shatter.
Okay.
And Ana, use your ult to save anyone from death.
Alright, let's go.
Heals.
Can we call targets, please? Can we call targets? Or is there...
You want me to dead-eye? I can dead-eye.
Diva's low, Diva's low.
I said
Yeah,
Deadeye at the beginning of
Yeah, you should be using ults to start fights, not
Oh, good.
mid fight.
We don't need shadow.
I'm on fire. Hold up.
Anybody see that stun on the tire there? That was pretty funny. Okay, can we go ahead ult track since we got a decent reset in? So Luminosity, can you give us what they're going to be using for ults this fight?
Yeah, I haven't seen the map window or
I have my
Mercy's
own.
about.
Okay. So
Genji's ult should be back online any minute.
You wanna try the
okay,
combo?
cool. All right, so Sniper, what are we going to be using this fight?
This fight we're gonna be using Shatter, and if Shatter doesn't work out, we're gonna grab and let's try to focus on the grab.
Okay. All right. So open with Shadow then.
It's just a scratch. You'll be fine.
Okay. Nice.
I am finding again. I'm just saying.
No immortality.
Are we?
Okay,
Winner. Yeah.
Awesome. That's
Okay. So
Okay. This
can
fight
we
we're gonna
hold on. Alt track. Luminosity.
We're gonna have a tire.
Okay.
So
What are we using this fight, Sniper?
this fight, let's open with Deadeye, and then grab it after that,
Okay.
and let's
Okay.
just guarantee that.
Nice big crew.
Use it.
You use it to start fights. It should be. They shouldn't have to tell you when to use the ult. There goes Blade.
You're powered up. Get in there.
That's not just supposed to be for Zark.
Guessing that was for Ryan.
Okay, so we won that fight without using grab. This fight we're gonna open with grab because we've been holding grab for a while, and I don't think that's necessary.
They're
We
gonna
don't
have
care
a
why.
Diva bomb.
Like I said, they're gonna have Diva Bomb. Okay.
And I'll beat for Diva Bomb.
Okay.
Okay, I'm ready.
So let's open with grab.
Yeah, I'm here. I'm ready. Immortality's on. I don't know. It's behind. It's behind, man. Zara, do you have bubble for
Junk on-
Reaper?
on payload.
Dude, he's one.
Junk wolf.
Alright, let's reset.
On it down.
Okay, can we alt track again, please? We have not called a target one time.
I think we're gonna have behind it
I have Blossom here still.
and Shatter.
Alright, so they have High Noon and
Shatter.
Shatter? Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we're gonna be close to it.
Yeah.
It's tough to call those things.
That's fine, that's fine.
Haven't died to
Hey,
them
it's
yet.
better than nothing. Okay,
I guess it's more
so,
of a feeling.
let's open with Shatter, and once you get High Noon, you can go ahead and use it.
Yeah, double shield.
Okay.
okay.
And Reaper. can
Moira's
use
behind, no
Blossom
fade.
too. Sorry.
I still have Blossom. Do you want Blossom here?
I just said we're gonna use it next time.
Okay.
Because we're down 3 right now.
Probably not going to be a next fight. It's going to be a staggered push, which means we probably won't win because they have more ults than us.
Let's go for it. Let's contest. There are.
I'm coming back in. Do you want me to try to Blossom here or no?
Yes, go for it.
Oh, well, they already capped it. What did I say?
Alright, then don't Blossom.
Mine's
I've held Blossom for, what, 5 minutes now? And we should have used it. Like, I see an opportunity. That's what I'm saying for there. Alright, so what are we going to use this fight?
This fight we're gonna use Blossom,
Alright.
and we're gonna use Grab.
I was fine on health. I didn't need health. That was a waste of nano.
Okay, this fight we're gonna open with Grab.
I should have a Coalescence and Babbling.
Okay.
Coalescence.
Alright, so we're open with Grav.
Play the count.
Oh shit. Main.
Sorry.
Break lamp. Can we call targets, please? Can we call targets?
I can stun it, maybe. Where is it?
Colonel said it's your job to call targets. I don't know if you know that, but it is your job to call targets.
This one I feel Hans.
Sorry for popping shatter about center.
Ryan's left.
I'm gonna have Pioneer when I come out of spawn.
Anti.
Right, go for it, and you can use High Noon this
I almost have Blossom again.
Yeah, if High Noon fails, let's
Throw
use
it.
Blossom, but if High Noon works, let's hold it.
Come back if you can, Ripper.
I'm coming. Can you bubble? Oh my god!
They're only.
I still have Blossom. You want Blossom, you said?
Hans on that side.
Yeah.
I'm dead.
Okay.
Yeah, target caller is not target calling. He's just, like,
Okay,
we have
that's
no
right.
focus fire at all.
Shatter and then Blossom.
You said shatter and then... Okay.
Shatter and then Blossom.
Okay.
Wait for me to bubble you.
Ryan, I'm ready when you are, so go ahead and...
Damn, I couldn't hit beat.
Oh. Damn.
Ah.
Alright. So let's go over what was good and what was bad there and what we definitely need to work on. So, if I can click on the screen. Okay, so, shot caller, you did a decent job there, on that. One thing that I'll say is, well, our team comp wasn't terrible, and
I was a little slow.
yeah, I was gonna say that was the other thing that I was gonna mention on the second point. Whenever your team is asking if we need to use ults, that's probably because they see an opportunity. On second point,
So I
when
should
I was
just say
saying, well, not necessarily, you gotta really watch the kill feed and see if we can win it. Just because I'm seeing something doesn't necessarily mean it's good for the fight. It could mean that you need to be thinking about what you should be thinking about. What are we going to have next fight if we use this? If somebody uses something and you're like, hey, do you want me to use this here? And then that's the only ult we have, but it's kind of like we could still win this without it. You might want to just say no because we might still be able to win this. But if you see that we have 3-4 ultimates online and somebody's like, hey, we could be doing that, or do you want me to use this? And then you say, yeah, we still have 3-4 other ults for the next fight. So keep an eye on that. Also, like I held Death Blossom for 5 minutes before we actually
Yeah,
did
I saw
anything
that.
with
I
it.
was
So,
like, wait a second.
but on the other hand too, our McCree was building ult super fast after like pretty much on second point. So that was really good that you're making plays for that all the time. If they're building ult super quick, use them super quick. So that's exactly what you was doing there. But try to get your DPS ults out first, because they may or may not get anything. McCree may or may not get anything with his ult. Reaper may or may not get anything with his ult. If he doesn't get anything, Shatter and Grav will build those ultimates back up super easy. So as soon as Shatter comes out, McCree can get the damage off, he'll have ult again. As soon as Grav comes out, McCree can get the damage off or whatever, or Reaper can't, he'll have Blossom again. So use those ults to build the other ultimates and stuff like that. But other than that, you did a pretty decent job. Just like you said, it's just a little slow on making plays and everything. And you, like I said, always be thinking of what's going to happen next and keep an eye on the kill feed. One thing that you want to be saying as well is resetting. Make sure you're telling our team to reset more often if we need to reset or die on the cart.
Yeah.
Like I said, remember, if it's on defense and they're moving the payload, your main call should be dying on cart. Like, oh, we need to reset, die on cart, stall out on point. Like, stall out as long as possible. So really good job there.
I kept running into the Rhine, which
Yeah.
didn't help.
Yeah, I mean, either way, whenever you're resetting and stuff like that, or when it's payload, just like just get that drilled into your head. A lot of times you're gonna want to do that. And one thing I was gonna say is really good job on kind of count, like thinking of defensive plays. Like there was only one that I remember that you did, that you said, oh, they're gonna have Diva Bomb, I'll beat for Diva Bomb. Okay, cool, we know we're gonna have beat for that, so if our Ryan can't block or something, yeah, it's fine, but that's something that you do want to mention, like, hey, your Lucio's dead or something like that, you don't have beat. Oh, okay, that's something that, because I wasn't even worried about the beat because I didn't see you die. I was trying to deal with the McCree. So if you would have let us know our Lucio was dead, that is something that you do want to let people know when they are, like, if possible, if you're supposed to be making a play or something like that, try to let your teammates know so that they can keep focusing on whatever they need to focus on a lot of the time. All right, so next, target calling. Target calling happened 1 or 2 times during that whole match. Kronos, you have to make sure you're calling targets. A lot of the times we're in fights, you're shooting shit, we don't know who we're supposed to focus. You have to make sure you're telling us to focus a target. If you're shooting at something, like I said, you're playing the Zarya here, so you're a close range hero as well, not mobile also. So anything you're shooting at, tell us to focus it down. Make it super simple. Start off with that. Anytime you go to shoot somebody with the laser, if you end up playing Zarya again, then go with that. So just kind of keep that in mind, all right?
Okay.
Next thing is Luminosity. You did a really good job on tracking a lot of the ultimates for the most part and giving us updates and everything like that. So one thing I do want you to start doing is when I do say ult track, go hit tab, go left to right. Also, do you have kill cams disabled?
I do.
Okay, cool. So when you were talking about how it's hard to track their Ryan and McCree, look at our Ryan and McCree and see where we're at, and did we win the last fight? Did we lose the last fight? How long have they been on these heroes? If they just swapped to McCree, like they just swapped the last fight, we won that match, and you see our McCree's at like 60 or 70 again, they're probably only at 20. If Ryan's at 60 or 70 and they just swapped, they're probably very low as well. So use that to your advantage of your own team if they do try to mirror our composition. Next thing is, like I said, hold tab and go left to right. I want to hear all 6 ultimate charge every single time we ult track, okay? So every time I say, hey, we need to ult track, I want to hear, oh, Ana's at 90, Lucio's at 50, Ryan's at 80, Zarya's at 50, McCree's at 90, Genji's has his ult. That's what I want to hear. I want to hear name and percent every single time as fast as possible. And you kind of got a little bit of the hint of how quick you need to be. So you don't have a lot of time to get it out. So be short and quick. Like I said, we don't need to know why. We don't need to do this. How you was on it was really good, but now we need to know how close they are to the ultimates. The reason why, if anybody's wondering why you want to get close to a percentage, because if Luminosity says, oh, Genji or Ryan's going to be 80% to shatter, that can tell our other Ryan we got 3 or 4 swings that we can get in before their Ryan's going to be looking for a shatter, which means now Ryan knows how aggressive they can play or how defensive they need to play and how much time that's going to be. So these are things that they need to know for individual play styles and stuff like that for everything. Okay, so just kind of keep that in mind. Overall, you guys are doing a pretty good job. Good job calling antis. Ryan, you need to be a little more vocal with what you're doing, because as Reinhardt, I don't know where the fuck you're trying to go a lot of the times. Everybody here needs to communicate with the team. There's a lot of communication going around between all 5 people, so let your team know what you're doing. If you see something going on, mention it for target caller so we can call targets. If you like that Moira was in the back line by herself, she used fade, we didn't focus that target down. So these are things that you want to make sure you're listening for and stuff like that, and that's why our target caller's job is to repeat names over and over and over again, because everybody should be talking during that phase. We should be able to hear one person talk over everybody else. All right, any questions or anything like that from this first little analysis?
Yeah,
go ahead.
It was in the middle of the fight when it was like, I'm coming out of spawn of high noon, and then he says, yeah, we can use it, and then I go out and I see Ryan's shield, and you were coming back. Remember, you were like racing back, and then I try to pop high noon to zone them out while you came back, and like you told me to use it, and then he just drops his shield and I get beamed in the head.
So what's the question?
So like, should I call it out before I do it, or
yeah, you can say, yeah, you can let your, yeah, you gotta let your team know what you're wanting, because your Ryan may be looking at other shit or have other things, and so like a lot of times when I'm playing and I need help and stuff like that, I'll be telling a certain hero to do stuff, like I'll be like body block, or I need you to shield. Like I'll be telling our Ryan to shield so that he holds shield. Oh shit, I gotta shield this person that's coming back, or body block or something like that. So these are things that you have to let your team know on what's going on, because yes, they can see that, but they may not be seeing exactly where you're at. They're not looking behind them all the time. Reinhardt's usually looking forward and keeping in track of where the enemy Ryan's coming from and stuff like that, and shielding damage and stuff like that. So keep that in mind. Also, oh, and this goes for everybody. I did want to mention this because this will segue some other stuff too. Whenever we get to a match, don't auto lock heroes. Let our shot caller make those decisions. I want them to pick. I want them to make decisions based off of what the map is and stuff like that. I don't give a shit what you're good at, what you want to play. If you want to play something specific, you should have been the shot caller. But keep that in mind. Also, please do not free use ultimates. A lot of times as well. I know the Nano came out a couple times, and I think one came to me, and I think it was for the Ryan. I'm just going to give you a benefit of the doubt. If it was for the Ryan, that would have been okay. But one thing, we was already up 4 in that fight, or 3 in that fight. We didn't need the Nano. So look at
the Ana could use Nano whenever, because as a defensive.
Yeah, no, yeah, if it's a defensive, but I'm saying in general, we were up 4. What defense do we really need? If somebody's 1 HP and they end up dying, we're still up 3. So it doesn't really make that big of a difference if they die or live. So those are things that you want to keep an eye out for. Also, I don't know, with the Blossom and stuff, the Blossom when I got nanoed, kind of uncalled for as well. I would have been fine. So just kind of keep those things in mind, and only use them when you actually need to use them. And then also, if we don't need them defensively, then use them offensively. Like, our shot caller, you can say, hey, let's nano run this fight, or let's nano Zarya this fight, or let's nano whatever this fight. Fine, whatever. Get the ultimates out. We got an ultimate, use it for a play. If we need to use it defensively, then fine, we can use it defensively, but a lot of times if we can make a play for it, let's make a play for it. If we need to use it defensively, feel free to use it defensively. Alright, any last questions or anything like that before we...
Yes, can you, I need to get some water. Is it okay if you, like, take a 1-minute break?
If somebody needs to go get some water, go ahead, go get some water. I'm fine. But if anybody needs to go get some water, or go ahead, give a minute break while we sit and wait. So, we'll be back at 46:30. So, give about a minute or so there. Alright, so who's in chat? If you guys have questions too, feel free to ask, and I'll try to answer them between matches and stuff like that. So the alt caller is doing an excellent job. Yes, he is.
Does my mic sound better?
Yes, your mic sounds a lot better. It's a little quiet, but it does sound, there's not really any static, so.
Yeah, I plugged it into my motherboard instead of my actual computer case.
Okay.
So,
okay, yeah. Yeah, it's just a little quiet, so if you can make it louder, then go ahead and do so. But at the moment it sounds fine. Oh, 46:30. All right. Is Void Energy back?
I'm back.
Okay. Then we'll go ahead and queue up.
I literally just, that's the first thing I heard when I put my headset on.
What, 46:30? After this, I might, depending, because we got 45 minutes left, we might do a second lobby. I don't know. So maybe we'll see if we can get one started. Usually the second communication lobby is kind of trash.
So let's play Monkey Sigma.
Just in general.
And we can play Doom. And I'll have Mpulse play Genji.
Okay.
I'm gonna play.
I love playing heroes that
are. Moira.
Yeah, for the tanks and supports and stuff like that, whatever they list, you can pick whatever you're more comfortable with, or talk with your other tank and go from there as well. So it's just really whatever you, however you guys decide.
Flank, you're playing Sigma.
Attack commences in 30 seconds.
Tempest fruited.
Or if you hear Spanish screaming.
It is beautiful here. I could
Like,
never
Frank,
appreciate
it's
it
a
before.
little hard to do.
They have Diva, Tree, Ball.
5,
Okay.
4, 3, 2, 1. Attack commencing.
Okay, let's go in.
Escort the payload.
That break.
Tracer in the bridge.
Trina, son. Lucio point.
I will dab it.
Monkey, so who are we going in on? Cause you jumped in, you not calling a target for us to go for. I can't go for him.
Behind us.
Yeah, Diva's half. Monkey, who are we on right now, Carlos?
Diva, Diva, Diva.
She's half, she's low. She's low, she can die. This is one.
Watch out. Like,
3 half.
I have blade and
First
like
one cart.
5.
Okay.
Him and on cart.
We can use this stuff. Yeah.
Alright.
And
Oh my gosh. Help your Genji left side, or right side. Help your Genji right side. I have blade, you want me to use it?
yeah, go for
I have the lesson.
Oh, okay, well, we just use that. Do you still want me to use it, or?
it. Yeah. So
Can we call targets, please? Wait, I'm just shooting everything right now. I have no idea how I'm supposed to focus.
Diva, 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 low, Diva, low.
We lost that because they're literally so split up.
I
We
have
have no
these
idea who we're
ready to
supposed to be
go.
focusing.
Alright,
And
can we switch
and
to
the
Sigma for Diva, please?
and the Sigma used alt freely again, and then fucked my whole blade up. And then I was kind of using it like without really being ready
But
to.
we're gonna use meteor strike, and then we're gonna use coalescence.
Got it? She got rally again?
Free low.
Who are we on? Oh, you're dead.
Tracer on the back. I mean, break. Sorry. Coming up
Alright, your
here.
Genji's dead right now. You have no DPS. Are we resetting this sniper? Are we still
Yes.
fighting?
Yeah, we're
Okay, so
resetting.
you need to let your ping know what's going on.
Okay.
I will
Monkey,
not
come on,
waste
get
this
up.
So I can't really say anything about the alt usage here because we've literally had 3
thanks,
ults
and
go
Tracer
out
at
without
50%.
I have mini
without
Diva, I have
anything
mini Diva.
going on.
Alright, we're gonna go in,
I will dab mini Diva.
Oh, I know. I
With
think he did say
coalescence.
do.
and then once Impulse gets played,
They're behind noon and B.
Alright, I have blade in 3. Do you want me to still use it? Do you still want blade here or no?
yeah, played.
Okay.
I'm still sitting on that.
Who's
Cool.
on?
I said to use coalescence in the last fight.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear you.
60
And
seconds.
I said to open with coalescence.
I'm trying.
Lucio's low. Can we call targets, please? We're fighting and we're still not calling the target.
Oh, use coalescence.
River's low.
Really low.
Better?
Creeper right side behind.
Go ahead and use meteor strike.
30 seconds remaining.
There's someone in the panel.
Happy Genji. Okay.
If you're on me, one.
So we're running this team comp that's super mobile. Everybody can hit a target. We're literally playing completely split, and nobody can focus anything down because we're all in the same thing. That's why we're losing this, because we're just kind of going in one, like we're all focusing something different. Very rarely are we on the same target. This is why dive does not work in lower ranks.
Right.
I have blade in like 3.
Use Diva Bomb and no.
That's it.
Okay.
It's overtime.
We can hedge.
Go ahead, use ults. Try to... Yeah. Blade and then... Meteor Strike.
I will not falter.
All right.
Defeat.
Can I say one thing real fast?
Well, wait, hold on. Let's go over what was good and what was bad. Still needs to be worked on. All right, so, yeah, so the team composition wasn't too bad. One thing that you do want to mention is like, when we need to pull back and reset, you're not doing that as much. Where our team, we're running a dive composition, which means it's going to have a lot of burst damage. If we all jump in at once, you need to let us know when we need to back out. A lot of times we're taking fights way too long than we need to, and we're not really able to do anything. Especially playing with like a Moira and stuff. Moira does not want fights going on for too long. They want to kind of burst in, use all the healing resource or whatever we need to, and then get out. We're taking fights for 20, 30, 40 seconds, stuff like that. Also, when you said for me to use blade, we was up like 3. So there was nobody really for me to blade there on my second blade. So these are things you want to kind of look out for and understand, oh, do I need to use this or not? Because if we're up 3, we shouldn't need any more ultimates. We should have saved that for when they went to engage.
Fight.
Huh?
We still lost that fight.
Yeah, because we used blade early and then we didn't use any ults after that. If you would have waited for them to re-engage and then used ults, it would have been a lot better. But you used blade when there's only 1 or 2 people alive. So that has to be something that you're looking at on if we need to actually keep fighting and engage, keep using and investing ultimates, or if we should just be able to focus stuff down, which kind of goes into the next thing. So Kronos, what happened with the turret calling there? Kronos Gaming, hello. What happened to your turret calling here? Okay.
Oh my god, so much.
We can still hear you. It's fine if you got some stuff going on in the background. But we can still hear you. You're fine.
Okay.
So let us know the insight on like why there wasn't really any turret calls or anything like that. What's going on there?
No. I don't know how much to do. I don't know what to say. I focus so much in the game that I forgot to make calls there.
Well, focus on communicating first and then worry about what's going on in the game, because that is why we lost. We're playing a dive composition. We need to be coordinated on who we're focusing, and if we're not focusing on the same target, our composition don't work. Our composition will definitely not work, because we have 2-3 people on one side, somebody over here doing their own thing. Every time you did call a target, that target pretty much died very quickly. But then when you wasn't calling targets, especially when the fights are going on for a really long time, we don't know who the fuck we're supposed to go on. Like, I have these abilities that I'm supposed to be using. Who am I supposed to use them on? I can't shift through random people. I can, but it's not going to do anything. But if you jump on them, or Doomfist lands on them, or Diva's in them, I dash, or Moira throws orbs and stuff like. Now we all have everybody going into one target. They die in like 2 seconds. But if I'm dashing on somebody who I'm 1v1ing, and Doomfist is using his abilities on somebody they're 1v1ing, Diva's doing their own thing, Monkey's doing their own thing. We got people playing 1v1s all day long, and none of us win in 1v1s other than like a Doomfist. But even then, that's not going to win a game. So target calling, before you worry about playing the game, your goal as a target caller is just to focus who we need to focus down. That's all you gotta do. You don't even gotta be shooting the same target. Just tell us who we need to go for. You're guiding your whole team to who we need to focus. That's all you need to do. Go with that first, and then worry about, oh, okay, now I need to do this. Because you got everybody here all following your orders, but if you're not giving us any orders, we are just going to be stagnant and just sitting here just waiting for something to happen. That's kind of what I'm doing a lot of times, is just literally waiting for something to happen. As soon as you call a target, I'm going to try to dash into it. But if not, just sitting there waiting for nothing. Next thing, we didn't get a lot of ultimate tracking and stuff like that in, so and I'm not going to try, and since you did a decent job the very first time, I'm not going to try to call targets, or not call targets, tell you to ult track every single time. So if you feel like the fight's over and stuff, go ahead and take that initiative yourself. So make sure, yeah, anytime you feel like you need ult track, go ahead and do so. You did it good the first time, and stuff like that, so go ahead and do it without me having to tell you. And if our ult tracker is talking, that means everybody else needs to be quiet. If we don't have enough time, shot caller, you can say, hey, we need to make a plan. So just kind of keep that in mind. You guys got to work together and stuff like that when it comes to how much time each of you guys have, so keep that in mind as well. All right, so for everybody else, please do not use ults. We waste it. Okay, so on the first push was really good, and we was going to use Blade. Why did we use Sigma ult there? Blank, I believe you was playing the Sigma, right? Yes, you was playing the Sigma. So Blank, why did you use Sigma out there when we said for Blade?
I accidentally misclicked. Accidentally pressed Q. I was trying to press W.
How many people accidentally press Q in this game? Is this like a thing that happens all the time? So
it's
so
rare
if you're,
when I'm trying to.
yeah, I've only had an accidental Q press probably maybe 2 or 3 times in Overwatch, but in these lobbies I've seen people hit accidentally, like change your button if it's.
I'm changing the side mouse.
Yeah, if it's something that's happening almost every other game or some shit like that, you're losing game. We literally lost the team fight because of that. Because I was there ready for Blade, and then you use the Sigma, and then I'm like, well, there goes my Blade. So like stuff like that literally loses games. So if you're if you can't control where your fingers are going or it's sitting and stuff, change that shit. You should not be having accidental ults often and stuff like that. Also, monkey ult. Why did we use monkey ult? Like, I don't think we called for monkey ult any time, did we?
I didn't call.
Yeah, okay, that's what I was wondering. So monkey, why was we using ults whenever we?
Why were we? Yeah.
Kronos,
Wait, no, I did.
Kronos, you're playing monkey ult.
Yeah, I did that because I have a Reaper on me, just to stay on the fight.
So instead of telling your team to focus a Reaper, you're going to waste an ultimate and then give him another 1000 HP of ult charge so that he gets his ult faster? That's your thought process there?
Yeah, I tell you, I'm focusing the game so much that I forgot that.
Well, I mean, even if you're focusing on the game, that's still a bad play. Because now your team's gonna be down. You're like, oh, Reaper's on me. I'm supposed to be calling targets. You're not gonna call targets. He's already got me down 500-600 HP. Let me go ahead and give him another 1000 HP that he can build his ult with. That is the thought process there. Because we're already down multiple people, and you used your ult, I think 2 times, with us not even really being able to get any value from it. So that's what happened. You gave the enemy team 1000 extra ult charge.
Gotcha.
So this is why you have to communicate. If you are not, your main goal, especially when you have people communicating, is listen to what the fuck is supposed to be said. It's simple. I don't need you trying to do some crazy 6K or all this stuff all the time, playing out of your mind and stuff. That's great that you can do that. But honestly, it doesn't make a difference how good you are if you literally can't communicate. Because if it is your job to communicate with your team and you try to play on Overwatch League, like, I'll give you a real quick example. Like, like my favorite example all the time is when that Lucio player came in and he tried out on our team. He was a 4.2. If you don't know what that means, it's 4,200. I was playing on my 3.9k team. He tried out on our team. He was the highest rank on our team at the moment. And he was trying out. He was shot calling. He did not know how to shot call. So that losses pretty much that whole scrim and stuff like that. It was bad. So it doesn't make a difference how good you are. If you try to go in a team setting or anything like that and you don't know how to communicate with your team, then that's okay. See ya. Simple as that. So just keep that in mind. Speaking for itself, I think the hard part is on learning. Yeah, that's why I said I don't need anybody here trying to play the game like that. I need you to focus communication first, and then we'll worry about your gameplay. Notice I'm not really getting on anybody for making fuck ups on gameplay. A lot of the time, I'm worried about the communication. Like, let's take Luminosity since she was, like, for example, with the nanos and stuff. I'm more worried about making sure you're hitting tab and going through and telling us every single alt charge than I am worried about you hitting your shots with Ana or being in position or using nades on cooldown or more anything. I'm more worried about your communication in this lobby than I am your own gameplay. I could give a shit if you are literally just sitting on the high ground, missing shots all day long, but you are telling us close alt charge every single fight, because that's what I'm worried about. That is what this lobby is. It's a communication lobby. It is not, oh, I want to play really good here. Okay? So keep that mindset and while we're playing. And then Void, I think you said you wanted to say something, you wanted to ask something or something that I didn't cover.
It's about team comp real fast.
Okay.
Yeah, I would think, you can tell me if I'm wrong, but instead of like a Genji or something, instead of like a Doom or something, maybe like a McCree.
Oh, who? What? Your mic's going. Your
McCree.
Instead of who?
Maybe, instead of like the Genji, because it would be very good to like stun and head click the tracer, or for the ball, he wouldn't get as many pile drives in. And
why would we go McCree on a long range map when our whole team is more mobile than going a Sombra that can do the same thing, that still has the mobility?
Well, I was thinking like if they had like a flyer, then it would be more easy to hit with McCree too.
But they didn't have one, and we were on attack. So there's no real reason to have a McCree on a long range map. Especially when none of our team comp works with a McCree. Like literally, if we swap out the Genji for a McCree, who is going to be there with a McCree? Nobody. Lucio's going to be moving around. Diva's going to be moving around. Doomfist, Winston, none of them are going to be there. It'd be much more beneficial to pick a Sombra, because you still get the hack that can counter ball and deal with Tracer and stun anybody technically for any movement ability, and you still get the mobility. So it kills two birds with one stone. So instead of running the McCree that can only do one thing that doesn't have any synergy with our team, you pick a Sombra that still has synergy with our team that can still do the same thing. But even then, it's not even really more so of dealing with that. It's just like I said, we wasn't calling targets, so there's that aspect as well. And we're running super mobile stuff too. So all we gotta do is follow them down. Like if they go somewhere, Tracer runs somewhere, you literally just follow them away. Or when ball goes somewhere, you follow them back. Simple as that. It's not like you need to counter anything, because we already are running mobile stuff as well. So you just follow them in. Alright, so as soon as Blake comes back, we'll go ahead and start back up. So, Squishy has to do groceries. Why do people send me messages on my account asking if I'm going to do lobbies? I'm never going to reply to anybody who ever... If you guys happen to send me friend requests, that's fine. I'll accept friend requests and stuff like that. But don't send me messages about when I'm going to be doing a lobby. I literally stream all these lobbies. Every time I'm doing a lobby, I have posts on Twitter that go live. I have stuff in Discord. Like, all this stuff goes live. I'm not going to respond to your messages on Blizzard. Like, that is not what I'm adding you as a friend for. I'm adding you as a friend for because if we need people for pugs, then I'll invite you to pugs. If you don't want to join pugs and stuff like that, and you're just... usually end up getting removed from the friends list, so. Alright, Blank, are you back yet? Okay, alright, let's go queue up.
So, I was having fun like a couple days ago because remember that GM Widowmaker I was talking about like last time. Well, we queued together in gold and we got 20 wins in a row.
Wow.
I dropped around 300 SR in 4 games.
Yeah, I have to find a duo partner to duo with. I
gave her one of my accounts because I have like 7 accounts, and also because the highest account she had was like too high. I felt bad because I was like,
he's trying to get some of that e-girl. That's what it was.
well, I mean, I told her I was eating nachos, and she started moaning, and I was like, okay.
Here's the account information. I'm signing it over right now.
No, I'll get
got
you
her with the
faster.
nachos. Tragic. I'm just trying to hit GM soon, so that's all I'm worried about.
I'm trying to get
Alright,
flat.
Sniper, what are we playing here?
Okay, here we're gonna play an Echo. And a McCree.
Yeehaw!
For tanks,
I like playing Echo. I don't get to play Echo that often.
Zarya, and
Be the
then
Tony Stark.
Ryan.
Personality synchronization 100%.
And then I want a Moira,
Is everyone ready?
and I'm gonna play Mercy.
What do you want to play, Blaine?
I don't care. I play both.
Attack commences in 30 seconds.
So let's see how we do. Alright, so this will be the last one where I am reminding you guys to say stuff. After this one,
Hey, look, there's
you guys will be
Lucio.
doing your own
He's spying on us.
thing. They have a... I think that's a Widow.
I think they have a Lucio.
They have a
So
Ryan.
do I.
They have a Zarya.
5, 4, 3,
And I think that's a Widow.
1. Attack commencing. Capture object taking off.
Widow?
The Junkrat.
Watch out, corner trap.
Oh. Good shot.
You want to rest like a ball wheel?
Yeah, they're breaking my shield. Play corner, play corner.
This is not
Destroy my shield.
Thanks for the second chance.
Put on a grapple.
Where's Widow?
Where we go?
Back right. Widow's on bridge, main.
Mercy.
Alright, we're going down.
Can we call a target? Can we call target, please? Kronos Gaming, call targets, please.
Zarya.
Right.
Taking off.
I'll have high noon next fight.
Yeah, I have Val. Okay, next fight, we're gonna open with Hanoon and Shatter.
We're
Okay,
still
you know,
running.
okay.
We're still
I know,
running a
Shadow.
McCree versus a Widow
And
here.
Ryan
That was a
better
shot.
be
can believe
healed
it.
up for Hanoon.
Up ult.
Alright, she has ult.
Widow just popped her ult.
Yeah.
Oh, we better be careful.
Adjusting angle of attack.
Should be done now. Keep that shield up.
Keep that shield up.
Boosting up.
Good.
Hey, let's go, go.
Kill your Echo, please.
Oh, Widow.
Kill your Echo, please.
On a fire strike. He's one.
Got her.
Burning them down. Taking off.
Main, high ground.
Changing position. Capture.
I almost have my grab.
Commence attack on objective B.
Okay, this time we're gonna open with Coalescence.
Watch out, we're going down the middle.
Opening was cold. That's what it is.
Lifting off. Enemy sniper.
They popped in.
Widow's top right.
Go for it.
I have Echo out here.
Yeah. Go ahead and use Echo. Actually, you didn't use it.
Don't use it.
You didn't use it. We already used it.
Okay. I need something to copy.
I'm on fire.
Hey, let's go.
No, so we may have time for 2.
Now I want to see my play. If I get... Okay, never mind.
So once again, we're still not calling targets. A lot of the times, like Kronos, it's your job to call targets, my guy. You're sitting there in the choke, waiting for cards to be called, and you're just sitting there shooting. Like, why is it so hard for you literally to call targets? Like, I don't want you to shoot. I don't want you to do anything until you call a target. I don't want you to shoot. I don't want you to use bubbles. I don't want you to do shit. Because it's so actually, you know what we're gonna do? We're gonna make it super easy for you. I'm gonna put you in a custom game. And we're gonna play against we're gonna play against some bots. because it's hard.
Wait. Never mind.
No, let's
I want to be in a bot place.
No, it's fine. We're gonna make it super easy. We're just gonna put you against some bots, and all I want you to do is call targets.
Oh,
Simple
I
as
gotta
that.
make a convert.
No,
You
you can.
play whatever you want.
Yeah.
Because we get to play whoever we want. Hey, I wanna play Mpulse.
Because it's you're clearly not able to talk, so I need to hear you talk. Nobody else shoot anything. I don't want anybody to shoot anything. I just want. I don't want anybody shooting anything until Kronos calls a target.
Okay.
So Lucio, you're here. They're here.
Okay. Let's put area.
Okay, so when you're calling targets, you need to be repeating the name. So if I'm gonna call a target, and I'm gonna go for hog, I'm gonna focus hog. Hog main, hog on point, hog on point, hog slow. Okay, you see the difference from me calling a target to how you're calling targets? I need you to be at that energy. Right now you're at like a -2, -3. I need you to be calling targets consistently every single time. As soon as you see a target, I need you to repeat the name until it shows up in the kill feed. Much better, much better. Keep going, let's go. Keep going, is he on the kill feed? There you go. Every time I need you calling a target over and over again. If you're calling a target for about 2 or 3 seconds and nothing seems to be going, give out location, give out abilities used. Like how when you said that Zarya had no bubble, that's what I want to hear every single time.
Okay, well, sorry. No person.
There we go, good. Let's go again.
Speed.
Keep calling it. That name needs to be, I need you to be annoying as fuck, okay? Everybody else is going to be calling stuff. I need you to be going over everybody's voice during this process.
Alright. Sorry, no personal.
Keep going. There you go. Be louder, be annoying. I need, sorry. Right. Hog. There we go. Bring that intensity. I need that every single time you're calling targets. I need that intensity because, like I said, there's gonna be 5 other people talking. I need you to bring that heat, okay? Who we on? There we go. Much better. Alright. So now you understand why I'm saying how you need to be calling targets. I need you to be bringing that intensity. I need you to be hyping everybody up. If you're only calling at one time, what's the difference from me calling something else? Okay? Or relaying information. I need you to be bringing stuff like that when it comes to calling targets. Because we got the game going on. We got other people talking. If you're just... Can we focus Zarya? Can Hog? What the fuck is that? You need to be like, Hog, Zari, Ryan, McCree, main. Stuff like that. That's how I need you to be talking. If you can turn up your mic more, go ahead and turn up your mic more. But if not, and it's a hardware issue, fine, it doesn't matter. I just need to see your voice coming up in the top left, calling targets. Because right now, you're not doing really any of that most of the time. So we got time for probably 2 more. So this next one, we'll do another, since that first one was a little quick, we'll do 1 more training and then we'll do, oh no, you know what? We'll do 2 final ones. So the first one, I'm not going to say anything other than stuff that I'm going to be doing. So I'm not going to repeat telling you guys when to, what you need to be saying or when to alt track or anything like that. I'm going to leave this all up to you guys. And then I'll give you a really quick assessment, and then we'll do 1 more, see if you guys improved a little bit from that one, all right? So hopefully, the target caller makes much better calls here, and we can all focus stuff down.
Let's play pharmacy here. And whoever doesn't play Farah will play. I'm gonna say McCree, and then let's play.
What do you want? Okay.
A Rhine Hog.
I will protect the innocent.
I didn't get to change my skin. I don't play far. Oh shit! I forgot to mention the team comp. Damn it. That was the big issue there. I don't know if I don't think I mentioned that. Next time. I'll mention it next time. But anyways, the composition on Temple of Nubis was like we ran a McCree versus the Widow. That's something that you can't be running for so long. Shit, I was gonna use my E, but let's see.
Okay, let's go middle.
Much better calls. It's like night and day.
Maybe. Okay.
On our back line. I got hooked off.
These are way better calls.
Look at Frick.
Oh my god.
I'm taking this round.
Is it McCree?
Oh, eesh.
Leave on point.
Give us one.
McCree right side.
Freeze on our
We
side.
have Deadeye. So we're gonna open with Deadeye.
Look at these plays, these far plays right
They're
here.
coming left side.
He's doing so much better on communication. Oh my god. It's like, it is like literally night and day hearing him communicate. So much better job here.
Looks like Doom's going right. With their team split up.
Watch out behind me.
Step Rider.
I have Barrage in a second.
Doom bottom one. Doom bottom one.
Do you want Barrage here or no?
Don't use Barrage.
Okay.
We're still going back. We're going in.
Got the Hulk. He was on a mech. Alright.
Go ahead and use Barrage.
Alright.
Mortar on point.
Thanks for the assist.
Got the murder.
Watch out for
Sumo. Get the brick.
Okay. This fight we're gonna use Shatter. And then
Get Diva. Focus Diva.
Diva's lane.
Drop shield out.
Spot to a soldier.
Soldiers right side. Help your fire, please.
I said you should. Pop.
Rick's on.
Nice.
Holy shit, much better calls on these targets. Oh my god. I can actually kind of focus who I need to go down. Like, I don't even play fire. Like, let me see how many hours I actually have on fire. She's somewhere down here. I have 4 hours on fire. I'm doing pretty good. I haven't died. So, man, I am so happy that he actually played, like, started calling stuff. That's exactly what I wanted to hear.
There's a first time for everything, I guess.
Okay.
You want Azaria to combo?
Yeah, Azaria.
With every death comes honor. With honor, redemption.
Something I actually can play.
1. Round 2. Capture the objective.
Marked by the dragon.
Big it. Jump
Jump, good jump, nice.
Diva.
Someone get that echo, someone get the echo.
Break.
Bring someone.
Jump and low.
Breaking my shield, I'm breaking
Echo low, Nico. Over there.
I'm down. Be right back.
Running back.
Get Ryan.
Bring
Alright, we're gonna use
I
Dragon.
have tire or dragon, whatever.
Double. Triple.
Go back.
Nice. Okay. This fight we're gonna use first Deadeye, then Shadow.
Did Ryan use his ult yet? I died, so I didn't see.
I don't think so.
No, Ron didn't use it.
Keep that shield.
Alright.
Got pushed back. More behind. Hog behind.
No shield for him.
Oh, Joker on the. Fuck, dude, he's on the left. Or. I don't know.
I will use my grab.
You can die on point for the times.
I will not be defeated.
Definitely should have held that.
I'm pretty sure I didn't call Zarya ult, and instead I called Ryan Shatter, so.
Oh my god. Sure.
See through the dragon's eyes.
Group up.
Okay, so this fight we're gonna open with Shatter, and then Nano Ryan.
The reason why
Dragon.
he probably called that is because Dragon's just coming around.
Did they use
Right
shatter?
hand no shield. Left side.
Focus on the Ryan.
I have dragons. Do you want it?
Yeah, go ahead.
No land.
Oh, good.
Get Mora.
Got her. Echo's one.
This fight we're gonna open with McCree's ult,
See that which is unseen.
and I don't think we have any other ults on Dragon,
Ready, Ryan? Go up there. I'm gonna zone him.
other than Dragons. So, Impulse, when you get Dragons, go ahead and use it.
Left corner.
Yeah, Junker left side. Junker right hand.
3, 2, 1. Oh, shit.
Focus corner on point.
Hold on your Hanzo.
Back. Get the healer. Ryan back.
Got him.
Go.
Oh, no.
By the dragon.
Hey, let's go.
Oh, man. I don't know if anybody else heard that, but that was like... You woke up. Oh my goodness, Kronos.
We're all on fire.
Much better job. Oh, we're not gonna watch this.
You should skip this, yeah. Because I had 2 plays and you skipped them both. Thank you.
Ugh. Ooh.
No special.
Very petty.
So anyways,
Yeah, I am.
no, there's reason why I'm trying to skip them now so I can save time. But really good job on target calling. Oh my goodness, the target calling was so much better. Also, for everybody else, I think it was the other tank player that might have been calling this. Don't tell us who else we need to focus, because that's gonna split our focus. So if you see something out of position or something like that, go ahead and relay it in as information. But there's some couple times we use like focus this person, and our target caller is calling something else. We can't have two different people calling things, because then we end up getting split up again. So our target caller is calling something. If you see something out of position or something that might be better, mention that. Say, hey, blah 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 is over here or on the thing or doing this. Mention that to them so that they can put that in their target call. If they don't call it a target, then fine, we don't call it a target. A lot of targets were really good. I don't think there's really any thing that I really seen. You just call targets that are out of position a lot of times. So really good job focusing that. Like when that Reinhardt charged in, you called that Reinhardt. It was a little late. So just kind of pay attention to what's going on around you and stuff like that. So if you do see that Ryan come in like that, focus him down. A couple times when that Brig was super in front of us, just the calls overall, excellent. Like you're at like an 8 or 9 now, and when you're calling targets, much better job. So I want to give you a shout out there. All right, shot calling was pretty good. One thing that I will say as a shot caller, don't worry about what happened the last fight. There were 2 or 3 times where like ults came out and they didn't need to, but it doesn't fucking matter. You need to go, like the time that you're talking about what happened last fight, you need to be telling us what needs to be happening in the next fight. Okay, so don't worry about what happened in the past. Just continue moving forward and telling us what we need to do and stuff like that. All right. Also, next you should be looking at like space we need to be taking too, if we need to be holding a little closer and stuff like that. So one thing, if we're running the FAR, you want to like make sure that the FAR doesn't can't really get focused down from too many angles. So you should be telling us to like either push forward. If our Ryan's playing on point for some reason, you need to let them know to be pushing forward to chokes and stuff like that. If you're seeing that, if you know that we need to push forward and stuff, like you need to kind of give pathing and playstyle and stuff like that to our team. Okay, so keep that in mind as well if you're seeing something going wrong. And all you gotta do is like, hey, we need to push forward. We need to push forward to the choke. We need to do this. So just keep that in mind. Ult tracking, I don't think we did very many ult tracking. So yeah, so make sure you're sprinkling that in. Also, if it's mid-fight and they're just staggering in over and over again, I get that. There's not going to be any real resets. But if you know something's coming online soon, you just go say, hey, they're going to have this ult coming up next. Or they're going to have this ult. Be ready for this ult. If you know they're going to have Diva Bomb soon, or Visor, or Brig ult, hey, they're going to have Rally in a minute. Okay, cool. Or they're close to Rally. Be ready for this. Be ready. Just let us know that if we don't get any full resets in. Okay? So just keep that in mind whenever you're communicating to people and stuff like that. All right, so we have about 1 minute 50 seconds left, so we're gonna go ahead and end it there since we didn't necessarily have time for a second one since it was an analysis. But yeah, like I said, much better job, Kronos. Like overall the best, like the MVP, the person who did the best, like the most improvement was obviously Kronos. Like that was much better improvement. A little late though, but it's better late than never. So really good job on that. Definitely keep working on that. I already gave everybody else like what you guys definitely need to work on. All right. So did any of you guys have any last questions or anything like that before I head out for today?
Peace.
Peace. Okay. Anybody else have any other questions or anything? No? Okay.
Well, I think I'm good.
Yeah. Anybody? No?
I know what I need to work on.
Okay. Yeah, it takes time.
Yeah, I'm always here to people make the calls. I'm always be the loose shoot. So when someone say, okay, push right here, right, and I'm just okay, I'm going. I'm always listening.
Well,
don't make the calls.
We gotta remember too, if you're always listening, what happens when nobody's talking? Somebody should be there to step up and say something. You're not always going to have
Yeah.
everybody talking and stuff like that. So if nobody's talking, you make that first step and you start calling targets and stuff like that and stuff for your team so that it can help them out
Yeah,
there.